What up, world? It's your boy Sig, back again for the Week 3 predictions. Got some special guests in the building that I'll bring over in a few minutes. Fresh off my defeat to the guy in back of me. Sucked.
Pussy.
All right, first prediction of the week. We got my boy Jimmy taking on my brother Mike, one of the few 2-0 teams in the league. Jimmy, a surprise 0-2 team. For this game, Jimmy has a really good matchup in Rivers versus Kansas City. I would definitely think that's a must-start right there for my brother. And Ray Rice and Jav at best. Like Roddy White, going to have to lean more with Bolden for Jimmy. Gates and Gronkowski are pretty even, but obviously Gates is probably the best tight end in the NFL. McFadden versus the Jets is going to try to shut them down, especially with no wide receivers. So Stewart might be a better start. I'm going to go with John Casey's a better kicker, and the Packers D over the Giants D. So CBS predicts 93-77. I'm going to have to lean that way. My boy Jimmy's going to start 0-3, unfortunately. I'm predicting my brother Mike. Next up, we have John Bungay, probably the biggest surprise 2-0 team in the league, versus Nicky's Mets, another surprise 0-2 team. Nicky's Mets, I think, has a great team. Scored 90 last week and lost. Got to go with Brady over Romo. McCoy versus the Giants is a tough matchup, but McCoy is a beast. And Forte's playing against Green Bay, so that's a wash for both of them. Normally, Gore would be the better player. He's an elite running back versus Cincinnati. But they actually have a surprisingly good rush defense. I'm going to have to lean with Matthews versus Kansas City here. You know, probably the start of the week. Versus KC, they suck. They're terrible. Hakeem Nicks is a great wide receiver. He might get double coverage from the great cornerbacks of the Eagles. Probably going to lean with Holmes. They like to play a lot of man coverage. So I think Holmes is the better start. Dwayne Bowe, they'll be behind and passing a lot. I like him better versus A.J. Green versus San Francisco. He's a risky but good start. And then Bungay also has Jermichael Finley, who I think will break out versus the Bears over Kellen Winslow. He's not that good. Spiller's not that great of a start. I like Nicky's Mets BGE better. Crosby's a better start than Dan Carpenter, and Steelers is a better start this week than the Jets. So overall, I'm going to go with Bungay. I know he hates when I predict him to win because he thinks I'm a jinx. But it worked last week for you, so enjoy being 3-0. Let's see if you're for real. Next up, we got Scott versus Fulcher. Enjoy Vegas, my boy Moose. Sully says that, you got a message for Fulcher?
You cocksucker. Pussy. You're going down this week, buddy. I promise.
Oh, shit. Well, let's see how I feel about that. Nah, he ain't in the league. He's just a special guest.
Special guest.
Special delivery. Yeah. First up, we got Mike Vick. If he plays, he's solid, but obviously we don't know. So we got Schwab, probably is the better player for Fulcher. Beanie Wells hurt his hamstring today in practice. He's playing against Seattle. If he plays, it's solid. Tennessee, they're playing against Denver at Tennessee. Maurice Jones-Drew is probably the better start. I'm going to lean with D'Angelo over Marcel Reese. I mean, I don't even know why you're starting him, but whatever, that's your decision. Andre Johnson versus New Orleans, like Andre there, over Deshaun versus the Giants. He usually does well versus the Giants. We all can't forget that punt return last year. Justin's probably tight about that. Deion Branch, pretty good start. Reggie Wayne might be a little better, even though Pittsburgh's a better defense. They have to pass to somebody. Fred Davis looking solid, but Jason Witten's going to really benefit from all the Cowboys being injured. Love Steve Smith this week. Eric Decker's a pretty solid flex. I made fun of the move last week, but, yo, he did sick. Going to have to lean with Rackers as the kicker. And I love Chargers defense this week. So overall, I'm going to go with Scott, but it'll be a close game. Next up, we have Peach versus Granis. Kid Granis got real bad luck losing Jamal Charles for the year. He's going with the Amish rifle. Fitzpatrick versus Stafford. Going to lean with Stafford here, even though New England has the worst secondary statistically in the NFL. LeGarrette Blount versus Atlanta. Blount woke up a little bit last week, taking on Ben Tate versus Houston. Versus New Orleans. I'm going to lean with Blount on that one. Hightower versus Dallas versus Cedric Benson versus San Francisco. Similar running backs. I don't know if he's hurt or not. I didn't hear anything about that. Yeah, they were just doing a committee. So they're going with that committee, like my boy Sully said in the background. I'm going to lean with Benson here. Stevie Johnson versus New England. So he's probably going to score a touchdown. Mike Wallace versus Indianapolis Colts. Look for the speedster to get a touchdown. I like Wallace a little better. Like Jennings over Mike Williams will probably rebound. I can't believe he went for -4 yards last week. That was weird. Owen Daniels probably the better start than Clark. Kenny Britt over David Nelson. Like the Ravens D better than the Redskins, and I like Hanson over Baronis. It'll be a closer game than CBS is predicting. They have Peach winning by 14. But once again, I think Grannis will lose, unfortunately. I'm going to give it to Peach for that one. Next up, we have... My bad. My computer froze. We have my game versus Mark. Like Aaron Rodgers versus Chicago, it'll be an under game against Matt Ryan versus Tampa Bay, but I'll lean with Rodgers. Mendenhall should blow the Colts up. They are not fit to tackle a big guy like that. But I have Peterson versus Detroit, so I like Peterson. But I'm going to go with Mendenhall, give it to Mark. Bradshaw will probably run all over the Eagles linebackers. Going to start Ingram again. Hopefully it works out versus Houston, but I still like Bradshaw better. Like Fitz better versus Seattle than Marshall versus Cleveland. Like Wes Walker better versus Buffalo versus Plexico Burst. Look for Burst to finally score another touchdown. They played that man coverage I was alluding to before. Like Jimmy Graham better than Heath Miller. Like Vincent Jackson better than Tolbert. They'll both do pretty good. Gonna land, say Steven Gostkowski will be better than Henry this week. And Cowboys, D, and Saints D both kind of suck, but overall I'm gonna give the game to Mark. I think I'll fall to 1 and 2. That'll be pretty interesting. Prediction for the next game. Whatchamacallit, we have a special game. We have Binder and Justin versus Musco. CBS has them. CBS has them winning 78-73. Drew Brees versus Rex Grossman. Gotta go with Brees on that in the shootout. We have Peyton Hillis versus Chris Johnson. I look for CJ to have a bigger week this week. Jacobs should run all over the Eagles. The Eagles linebackers can't stop the run. I like Turner a little bit better also.
Baby. Go ape shit on Johnson.
Calvin Johnson will definitely be better start than Brandon Lloyd, who might not play. Like Macklin a lot better than Nate Burleson. Tony Scheffler looks like a stronger Eminem if you check out his picture. Like Vernon Davis will finally bounce back this week. Like a lot better Fred Jackson over Jerome Simpson, who looks like Dave Chappelle. He might actually, with his big head, he might actually be in jail. Kid selling 2.5 pounds of marijuana all over the streets of Kentucky. That's struggling. Adam Vinatieri, they might get a lot of field goals. Sean Schweischem will not get field goals. They're going to get a lot of extra points as they run up the score on the Colts. So I like Vinatieri better. And I like Eagles defense versus Giants. Eli Manning always seems to throw picks. Sorry, Giants fans. And turn over the ball a lot compared to the... Yeah, you know what it is. It is what it is. So with that said, I'm going with the kid that you called the leprechaun Andy Dalton and made fun of Justin last week with the win. And we got some special guests in the building. Fresh off the record. See yourself right there. What do you got to say, Bin Dog?
Go find yourself,
over,
Joseph Bernard Binder. Justin, come in the camera real quick. I'll duck out of the way.
Chris Johnson ain't doing shit this week.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
Let me pull up his team.
Yeah, nice Rex Grossman going against the Cowboys D.
Oh, nice
DeMarcus Ware is going to give him a concussion by the 12th minute. And then
Like
you get your
Turner?
backup with Sanchez.
That's pretty bad.
And then who you got?
You got Brandon Lloyd. Nate
Brandon
Burleson.
Lloyd. Is he even walking right now?
Bunch of nobodies on your team, Moscow. What happened?
And then Dave Chappelle is playing at the
And you got
flex.
Jerome Simpson. He's probably too hard to even see the fucking ball with no hand-eye coordination.
And then he got Pat Z versus Buffalo.
Pat Stevens and Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to go after that secondary because they got shit because they got rid of Merriweather.
Yeah, you saw.
There
All
you
right,
go.
peace,
First.
Moscow.
So that's it. So
I'll call it. Winning by 12 this week, Moscow.
Woo! Winning by 35.
So, yo, they broke the record. They're popping
And we
shit right
broke
now. He broke his record.
And we
So,
broke your record, son.
yep. So the league record
New
is
record,
broken.
Justin and Binder, kid.
Give him the belt.
TCS.
Give him the belt. Let's go. Yow. So, yo, that's what it's about. Shit talking and having a good time with the league. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the
Jackson,
predictions.
baby.
Fred
Breaking
Jackson.
the fucking
Yo, so
Russian record.
everyone was hating on that trade. That's what I got to say before I wrap this shit up. The second round pick for Calvin Johnson. Yo, Calvin Johnson leads the league in touchdowns. Looks like a beast. Probably the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Is that true, sir?
I would say, yeah.
I think so.
I would say he's the best wide receiver in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Andre Johnson, come on.
He got 20
First
pounds
couple
on him.
weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Not the first couple of weeks, but yo, Megatron's a beast. But anyway, just my opinion. I could be wrong. But the overall, the trade was Calvin Johnson and Fred Jackson for freaking Peyton Manning. Who made out in that deal now? So everyone was popping on my man Binder and Justin, saying that trade was whack. But yo, it is what it is, you know? Binder just broke the record with Justin. They're 1-1.
Spiller who?
I was talking to you, Bunga. Alright, yo, peace. Good luck, everyone. As always, can't wait for Sunday. And that's it, yo. It's a wrap.
We take you.